If this is your first time at a range, you'll notice one of the things that me and Emily both did is we made sure that we were ready to do our shooting. Part of that included that Emily's got her ear protection and eye protection on to protect her while shooting. Another very important thing that she did was she took her hair and put it into a ponytail. This is important because what it does is it keeps that hair from getting in the way of the ear protection and making it not as effective as it should be. So be sure to get your hair in a ponytail if you have longer hair like that. Another thing Emily did is she's got on very good range attire right now. It's attire that will allow the casings to hit her clothing and bounce off rather than getting lodged in there. She's also got closed-toed shoes on, which is appropriate for any range activities. What you notice she did is Emily walked in with her firearm in a case. It's okay to walk in a case, or usually it's appropriate to walk in a holster as well. It depends on the range rules though. But in this case, Emily brought it in closed up, and now that she's in her shooting stall or shooting booth, she's ready to take it out. So go ahead and remove your firearm, Emily. Now you'll notice that as Emily removes her firearm, she's got the slide locked into an open position so that you can clearly see that there are no rounds inside of it. She also has an empty magazine. Two important things that Emily did with her firearm. Number one, she rested it on the bench or shooting table so that it was facing downrange. That way, it's not creating any danger for those on the side of her. Also, as a courtesy to other shooters, she left the slide locked open with the ejection port facing up. This way, if I'm another shooter walking by, I can quickly glance in and see that Emily is being a safe shooter and keeping an unloaded firearm here for me. So great job on that, Emily.
Thank you.
Now, if Emily would like to pick up the firearm, we'll demonstrate one crucial area that a lot of people make mistakes on, especially their first time shooting. If Emily was pointed downrange shooting and say her friend was in the stall on either side of her and she wanted to talk to them, what happens if Emily turns her head to talk to somebody in the next stall? You notice she accidentally points her firearm over towards that direction. This is definitely where we do not want to point. So before you ever turn to talk to somebody in another stall or a person behind you, you want to make sure to rest that firearm down on the bench or table and then turn to talk to the person that's behind you. Doing those things should make your range experience an enjoyable one. So now that you've seen some of these key tips for having a good, safe range experience, you can go to the range yourself and have confidence that you're acting with good range etiquette.